Good afternoon, Sir Junbuot and classmates. My topic today is about community-based effort in rehabilitating eroded agricultural lands in Mount Makiling Forest Reserve. My name is Renante M. Saragosa. The Mount Makiling Forest Reserve, with an area of 4,244 hectares, is located 65 kilometers south of Metro Manila. It is one of priority biodiversity conservation area. However, forest encroachment, illegal cutting of timber, charcoal making, kaingin, poaching of forest products, and increase in population and area has caused degradation of MFR. Rehabilitation and restoration efforts has been conducted including eviction and resettlements of farmer communities several times in the past, but proven to be ineffective. So the government changes its strategy to community forestry program. The program involves local communities in the reforestation process in the forest, reflecting the policy move by the government into the concepts of participation and empowerment. The objectives of the study is to describe the community-based effort in rehabilitating agricultural areas in the Cambantoc and Dampalit sub-watershed, characterize the structures and function of agroforestry as an effective technology to rehabilitate and manage degraded upland areas. Analyze the participatory approach strategy in the successful implementation of a sustainable rehabilitation plan. There are 6 major watershed zones in MFR, and the study sites focus on Cambantoc and Dampalit sub-watershed. MFR is surrounded by 4 communities, namely Los Baños, Bay, and Calamba in the province of Laguna, and Santo Tomas in the province of Batangas. This watershed drains into Laguna Lake. Thereby, its continued rehabilitation and protection is important not only to water quality and quantity that the watershed provides, but also to prevent erosion and sedimentation of river system, including the Laguna Lake. The history of farming and rehabilitation effort in MFR, it is home and source of livelihood of farmers since 1898. Communities were evicted and resettled to Quezon Province in 1976. But communities returned and settlement continues to increase. Reforestation activities did not progress due to hostile relationship between UPLB and farmers or forest occupants. Rehabilitation efforts were badly affected to the point where the ecological state of forest became critical. Soil erosion and water resources depletion occurred, threatening the biodiversity of the forest ecosystem. UPLB changed its strategy to participatory development in early 1990s. People were given tenure in areas of the reserve and cooperate with UPLB in preventing further deterioration of the forest. Materials and methods. Collection of relevant secondary information data available from literature and other internet sources. Search the internet for additional resources about Mount Makiling rehabilitation and restoration effort and analysis of this data. Introduction. The local communities were empowered to participate and take the lead in the rehabilitation effort. B. UPLB recognized the land tenure of farmers in return for their help in the reforestation efforts. The Cambantoc sub-watersheds has an approximate area of 1,100 hectares. Despite the Cambantoc sub-watershed being part of the Makiling Forest Reserve, upland communities moved into it during the 1930s and began clearing some forests. During the 1950s, interest in growing perennials like citrus and coconut were encouraged by government to replace the growing of upland rice and garlic. The increasing population in the area influenced the municipal government of Los Baños to officially constitute it as barangay, Bagong Silang, in 1974. The local people acquired a sense of belonging which led them to be more involved in the conservation and management of the sub-watershed. Farmers in the community integrate more crops components such as forest trees and fruit trees on their farmland. Results and discussion. In Cambantoc sub-watershed, the recognition of tenure encouraged farmers to join in the ecological restoration of MFR. Activities designed to control erosion were conducted, like doing reforestation, using native species, perennials, and fruit trees. Forest was also delineated by the farmers themselves. This has resulted into an agroforestry in the upland landscape of Mount Makiling. Agroforests are those areas with man-made mixtures of trees and agricultural crops and/or grasses that lie between what is recognized as a pure forest and pure agriculture. Agroforestry is an effective technology to rehabilitate and manage degraded upland areas. These multi-story agroforestry systems still exist today and represent a climax stage in the Cambantoc sub-watersheds. The system has not only become the primary source of livelihood for the people, but has also proven to promote ecological stability and biodiversity in the Cambantoc sub-watershed. The Dampalit watershed is part of MFR's major watershed zones with an area of 604 hectares, with its water flowing largely to the Laguna Lake. The watershed supplies the Laguna Water District, which it distributes among its 4 major municipalities, including Los Baños, Bay, Calauan, and Calamba, and other nearby provinces. The headwater of Dampalit Falls is also a popular local tourist spot. A participatory rehabilitation project was implemented by the Makiling Center for Mountain Ecosystems on April 2006 to 2008 in the Dampalit. The objective was to ensure the productive and sustainable management of the watershed in collaboration with the farmers' organization in the area. The interventions and activities introduced are community-driven in nature, include training, seminars, and study tours which help the community develop the leadership and administrative skills needed to manage their people's organization. The 2-year project addressed the problems of poverty and environmental degradation through participatory involvement of upland farmers in the development process. Recommendation: security of tenure must be addressed to ensure farmers' participation and cooperation. 2. Rehabilitation efforts address the development of local populace and both the quality of life of the people and the environment. Participatory strategy provided knowledge and skills in designing, planning, and developing of upland farming system. Other interventions included joint training for farmers, residents, project staff members on agroforestry concepts and principles, compost making, diagnosis of farm pests and diseases. Establish demonstration farms showcasing appropriate sustainable upland farming rehabilitation techniques, and strengthen the capabilities of the community in upland development through people's organization so that they will not depend too much on outside experts. Conservation, rehabilitation, and restoration management efforts should be assumed directly by local communities. Community empowerment, alternative livelihood, and documentation of the process must and have involved the local communities. These activities include resource farm assessment, land use mapping, socioeconomic assessment, training needs assessment, and capability building. A lot of IEC materials were produced, which are very helpful in disseminating information to the community. Conclusion: in Cambantoc sub-watershed, the role of land tenure security in the adoption and development of a sustainable farming system produce forest and agricultural goods while also providing vital environmental services such as soil and water conservation and biodiversity promotion. In Dampalit sub-watershed, the government engaged the upland farmers as partners in addressing the problems of environmental degradation and poverty in the area by the implementation of a participatory upland development program instead of imposing punitive actions on illegal occupants. Thank you.